we have started this one. Dear friends, you know that agriculture is going to be, one important, you know, basis for economy. And this year we were expecting that there will be more than 294 million ton of crop harvest. And if you see that even this in this, pandemic situation, agriculture is at the getting top priority from this our uh, this SMD and then MNT division. I am in touch with Mr. Ashwani Kumar, Joint Secretary, and he told that we have been fighting with the Home Ministry that all these movement of combined harvester, agricultural machinery should be permitted later on. Even our repair shop, spare shops, all were allowed. And see that during this kind of pandemic, only engineering is bringing solution, because through this use of machines, we are going to somehow manage the things. And this is another an example that future agriculture will be engineering agriculture. And we know that smart technology is poised to lead to intelligent agriculture, intelligent tomorrow. And in all the sector, it may be it agriculture, health, education, manufacturing, construction, and others. And technology, as you know, that it is the enabler that will steer agriculture in India towards an inclusive and sustainable development to meet the agriculture requirement of the future and lead the nation to the $5 trillion economy by 2024, as has been planned by the nation. And future agriculture is going to be engineering agriculture, as I have been discussing it in different forum. And maybe a vertical agriculture, a smart agriculture, precision agriculture, all have to come from agricultural engineering, means engineering application in agriculture. New technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, drone, aerial image-based analytics, IoT, machine learning, embedded system, etc., have started penetrating Indian agriculture, and this agriculture production system is becoming more and more efficient. And these things are going to help future agriculture. So what we have to do, we must redefine our research programs in order to develop cutting edge technologies for making agriculture remunerative and attractive. And that's how we have given, the Prime Minister has given a call for doubling the farmers' income by 2022. And that's what, for that we are moving ahead. Regarding to smart agriculture or automation agriculture, a lot of effort are being done at planning stage. You know that Niti Aayog has come up with a program, and they have partnered with IBM for artificial intelligence in agriculture. ICR has planned in a big way. An MOU has been signed with IIT Delhi. Then a network program on precision agriculture has been planned in ICR. And all agricultural engineering institutions and other institutions are partners, including CIAE, IRI, CPET Ludhiana, and all. Then ICR and CSIR have developed a collaborative project on precision agriculture. So the three major initiatives ICR has taken. Then MHRD has come in a big way, and NIDI program, you know, that National Initiative for Design Innovation. And in that DIC hub and spoke models have been, IRI has been one of that. From last 3 years, we are working very hard, and you will be happy to know that earlier IIT was hub and BBR spoke. Then based on our performance, MHRD has now planned to make us as a hub, and we have to select other institutions as spoke. So in this, we were working with faculty of IIT Kanpur and this IRI and IIT Kanpur. Then IITs and NITs are, doing a lot of work. They have started working on robotics, drones, artificial intelligence in agriculture, and then many startups have come up, and institutions and like IRI and ICR and other institutions are promoting a lot of startups and in a big way. And that's if people are, and most of the startups program in these institutions are from engineering side, because we are there working with our zonal technology management unit, and most of the technology are coming from this area. So, and industry, corporate, institutional linkages are important, and many industries are also working on this. So making use of all these advancement in their technology should be there. And finally, our mantra should be collaborate, innovate, and commercialize. But for all these programs, we need basically people. People means trained manpower at student level and up. Are we ready for that? That is a big question. So for that we have to analyze, my dear friends and dear younger friends who have joined. And for that only we have planned that, there should be some way out. This is a humble, start. Challenges are there, that lack of skill and knowledge among agricultural researchers to work in these areas. There was a study from NARM, and that was not very encouraging, both in AI and this IoT area. The younger people know, relatively, but middle-aged people are lacking. So this is an effort that, middle-aged, senior scientist level people, scientist level people, and research scholar, they should come forward and enhance knowledge in these areas. I see this webinar series is a modest effort to sensitize agriculture engineers and equip them with better to work in frontier areas of automation in agriculture. We are receiving support from national and international researchers and practicing engineers from industry. I have contacted faculty from IIT Kharagpur, then few professors from Purdue University, then industry people, and my friend Dr. Syed, his own big team is there. We will try to make it a very useful webinar series, but the contribution from different sections, and we are trying to convey that what is our expectation. So basically, our expectation is significant contribution in learning of tools and techniques for skill improvement and their application in agriculture, knowledge as well as skill upgradation, participant on different aspects of automation in agriculture. So what we are trying, that we will be, concentrated towards the main topic, and that general and traditional seminar series, and so not there. So if anybody is thinking that he want to present on conservation agriculture, so there also some kind of instrumentation or automation all should come. So my request will be, and I'm personally contacting the speakers, that please come with what we have given, and for which we have got a overwhelming response from the people. What are the expected outcome? Learning of skill upgrades is one, but dear friends, network another important. Here you will find people from industry, from NITs, IITs, international institutions, and organizations like NRSA and others. So you can develop their work and their expertise, and this will provide outcome. We have to develop linkages for collaboration. So this is the era when alone you cannot do. You have to have interaction with the core engineering institutions, then corporate, and let us see that how a solution we have to bring, not just technology. And finally, reshaping the future programs with significant contribution. This is in brief. I wanted to say this is a purpose. We will be available, and I thank again Dr. Syed and my friend.
Make the screenshot card
this, and my team. Thank you very much. This was that's my initial remark.
Thank you, Dr. Indramani. Setu, can you please close this? And I would request Dr. Alagosundaram, if you can come on the screen. We'll love to see you.
I am very.
And yes, Dr. Alagosundaram, I have one thing to say to everybody. I think we share the same college in BTech, BE, as well as in Masters also. I studied in Coimbatore. I was the first batch. I think Alagu is from the 6th batch, I think. And then AIT, I went first, then he also came AIT. And yes, when I went to TNU last 2 months back, I heard a lot of people talk about what Alagu. We met the old friends of him. I met Alagu is, I think he's one of the key person, and he likes the technology. And I would actually the whole thing what we are trying, I will try to explain afterwards. I like to, he's handling already a lot. I would like him to give the introduction, the importance for agriculture engineers to learn other disciplines like electronics and controls. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ismail. It is very kind of you. 1 second, because I am working with my computer as well as my computer as well as my cell phone. I don't know. I'm visible to all of you because. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, Dr. Ismail, I am hearing my own voice in my speaker. What is the mistake I am doing? I still don't know. Let me mute my computer. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah, now I can hear better. The small came giving me for time, 2 minutes. Dr. Gajendra Singh sir for important mentors for the last 45 years. And it is to be with him here in agriculture engineering for the last 5+ years. You are a wonderful person, sir. And you are a guide and mentor. And Dr. Ismail, I have been hearing about you since I joined undergraduate in 1988. And your slip measuring device in AIT is one of the most popular topics we used to discuss in TNAU as well as in AIT. And in 1984, when I joined AIT, I heard a lot of great stories about you. And I never had a chance to meet you so far in person. And I'll be very glad when I come to Bombay next time, I will like to say hello to you. And I really appreciate Dr. Indramani, Dr. Gajendra Singh sir, Dr. Manoj Khanna, and supported technically by Dr. Ismail and others to take this webinar forward. And it is the right thing to do at the right time. We have started an important activity because in ICAR, we are now talking about automation, artificial intelligence, and autonomous vehicles and drones and whatnot. Everything we are thinking about a futuristic agriculture, and we want to move forward. And as Dr. Indramani rightly said, we need people and we need funds also. And ICAR is now a little bit easy on funding for agriculture and research. And luckily, this is the right thing at the right time, I said, because not because we are all at home, but also now it is a time that we are planning for our research for the next 5 years. ICAR with 5 of engineering institutes and about 30-40 farm machinery centers and about 30 processing centers. Altogether, we have 190 research centers across the country. And we are planning our research plan for the next 5 years. And this webinar, its outcome will give us some direction on where to go with. So therefore, Dr. Ismail, Dr. Indramani, I don't know if I can participate on everyday basis, but I'll be extremely happy to hear from all of you, both of you particularly, and Dr. Gajendra Singh sir also. What are the outcome of these webinars? What is the direction that the India must move to make our agriculture in a frontier state? So to do that, these discussions will really take us forward. So therefore, I will try to participate as many days as possible. As you all know, we started going to office from today onwards. Though IRA, IASRA, ASR, we all are closed, but ICAR headquarters started working. So we will be having meetings and other things anyway. And I will be trying to join with this team most of the days. And I will be very eager to hear from the organizers the results of the whole thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Alagu. I think it's very nice of you.
Yeah.
And now, going forward, next, I would like to change the sequence a little bit. I would like to first present what we are going, why this webinar started from my side, and what we are going to teach people, why teach or discuss. And we're going to have speakers speaking on different topics. I'll explain you that first. Afterwards, we will have a speaker also talking about one of the latest coming what's happening in the industry, especially in the tractor industry. So that will have one speaker. Then we will have my guru, Dr. Gajan Singh, to conclude and tell what is the content, any changes, all the advices. So that is what the sequence we are going to start. So Setu, can you please put my presentation, please? Setu, also include Mukunda here.
मी पण लिहूस मग ते मिठाके दिवस.
Yeah.
We have Dr. Patil also.
Okay. Oh. Yes. Okay. Voice. Somebody's voice is on. Okay. Mute somebody's talking voice. Okay, fine. I think you go first slide. It's not the last. First slide. Can you put Setu? Okay. Now, before this, saying the slides, we're not going to make a slide. I'll tell you a story about how it came to me, about why I think the importance of somewhere, I think, Dr. Arti Patil, can you, Setu, can you, sound is there, Dr. Arti Patil? Thank you. I'm sorry. So I will tell you about, shortly, about 2 minutes about why it came and why I find the technology more important now and how it made me. I remember when I was in AIT, when I went first, I switched for a topic I wanted to study on electronics. And then Dr. Gajan Singh only told me, you go and learn electronics first. So then I learned electronics. Now, Setu, can you mute rest of the people? Okay. And now, I'm sorry for the interruption. I think we'll sort it out next time. So the first question comes to me is, how many of us know what is the function of a choke in a tube light and how a tube light works? This in our BE, my professor told me, you know, tube light, I'll remove everything 3 parts and connect it. And let us ask even an electrical engineer, they will not be able to connect it. Why this problem? It was looking for me. Now, I went on, learned electronics. A simple example I tell you. I think just now Indramani mentioned about conservation agriculture, people can talk. It's about 2 years back here now. And I met somebody in Varanasi. And half an hour he had time, he explained me, he's doing in Bisa some big work and he has some problem. And he told me he has got 3-4 people and discussed. Technical experts, electronics, as well as agriculture experts. Then I visited there only for 3-4 hours. After about 3 weeks, before that project was ready, I sent it to him. They're using communication. They're using all the technology. Coming back, what is this whole topic will come is till now, electronics has been not much used in agriculture in India, especially. But in 1980, we started using electronics in Germany for precision spraying. What you're talking, that was actually I worked. That's how the business I started. They got about 20 meters boom spraying, and believe me, it's about something like they drive around 40 kilometers the speed while they spray. So 1 second delay in spraying will spoil the crop. So 1981-82, I designed for the spraying with using 2 microcontrollers. There are a lot of technical people in Bosch slip control. There are a lot of people who are there technically, but they don't know about agriculture. And same way, agriculture people were not knowing about technology. And I want to explain to you, it is so simple to learn. That is the objective of it. Actually, last within 5-6 months, I visited 3 of the colleges and found out it's basically the level what we can learn. It is not told to the people. Okay, now I will show you some of the agriculture applications we will discuss in this seminar, in this whole thing training, and we will see also electronics. For example, we have agriculture equipment communication, CAN bus. CAN bus is going to come from this year in all the tractors. That will give information. How many engineers know who works on, let us say, even rototiller, how to use this CAN bus and what is the protocol of J1939? You will not read this about in anywhere in the books. You can read, you can Google, you can find out. Very, very difficult. So we are here to tell you this is what the content this is about. It's like that. For example, a choke has got a functionality to reduce the voltage because tube light requires about 80 volts. You don't require 220 volts. You require only 80 volts. To reduce, you can make a resistor, something reducer, and this choke is an inductor which gives maximum resistance for this particular frequency we are using. So it's very simple to understand the parts. So similar, we are going to explain you what is a CAN bus, what is the real protocol inside, what as an agriculture engineer you must look for it, and what as an agriculture engineer you must ask the electronic guys to do it. So we'll let you also know what the electronic guys know already in this field, so it'll be easier for you. I'll go fast now. Sorry, it's not finished. Previous slide, please. So previous slide. Setu? Okay, thank you. Previous.
Yes, this is the first one.
Okay, thank you. Now we have next one. We come to GIS application. We know all of us, most of them now today. Last 2 years, people are talking about in the form mapping, and then people don't know. Many people I asked, excepting few. I know there are few people who know what is NDVI, what is NIR imaging. Normal person does not know, and the person who knows, he knows little bit, and he makes big. So we'll tell you simple terminology that you will know all these things, what it means exactly to all the people. Now, what are the sensors used in soil moisture measurement? This was the biggest challenge. Actually, I remember besides they are one of the best ones, but he does not know how to take the data out. So it's very simple. They had imported the best one, MPS sensor. And I heard afterwards in a university somewhere they have got around 50 sensors they imported. They could not use it. And I told them, send me one. Let me see what is the problem, whether we can use it. I never got it for the last 6 months. This is true. But the problem is soil moisture sensor we don't have. We don't have in India. Everybody claims or something. You show it working. I can show you one place it's working. So this is the one thing we have to know where to work. Otherwise, how to do. Next one, we gave water depth measurement. We don't have it. Unfortunately, when we talk about water productivity today, I'm involved in some other activity. So I found water productivity. We don't measure runoff. We don't measure anything. We don't measure rainfalls also. Now only we have rainfalls on circle level. So because we don't require a full weather station for agriculture. We require rainfall. We don't require the full wind speed, everything and everywhere to put. Let's come back. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay. Now we come to resource application. For example, water pump. You make a water pump. What is the missing phase? What is the phase? What is missing? What is over under voltage? What is the dry run? This an agriculture engineer does not know, but we want the farmer to know. And we say some box you take and put inside. And the problem is agriculture engineer are signing those documents to buy those equipments. And they don't know what it is. So we want to explain you simply where it goes. That's all. Our objective is very simple, that we want to tell you this is very easy electronics, what is available. So you will know how to ask the electronic engineer. Irrigation automation, this is one of the things in drip irrigation. Today is a need. Actually, there are a few companies are using drip irrigation. Automatic is really expensive. People can't buy it. It's about 5 to 6 lakhs an acre. Whereas I went to Baroda, met some farmers, and they are looking at around somewhere they're getting manual around 50,000 rupees to get around 75. The emphasis, there are no agriculture engineers pushing through to know what flow rate required, how it is coming. There are big companies, few are working. That's all. But it is an area we have to work for it, and we will know how to do it. Precision farming, equipments. And then come back to, again, polyhouse, greenhouse. And many people told me it's working everywhere, but actually nowhere it is used. I know only few places they made economical. The question is, technology is very cheap, it's economical. And that agriculture engineer will know now what is the cost will come also. We will train you in this. This is the cost going to come. The problem is the cost is escalates because we cannot explain exactly what is required to the electronic people or embedded people. So they design something big one, which we don't require. Okay, we just want to walk down a couple of blocks. I can take a bicycle and go. I don't need a truck to go for it. So that we will train you. Then we come back to farmer. Next slide, please. Next one, please. Thank you. Now we have integrated farming also. For example, this came recently. Somebody wanted to find out the cow whether on heat or not. It's excellent. It's about 20% benefit comes just to find out if you delay 1 month, the cow is in heat or not. Okay, you lose the 1 month, you delay by 1 cow for milking to start. So these are all concepts. It's not that. Then finally, when I tracked down and I found out, it's also manufactured in India somewhere. So this question is, these agriculture engineers are not thought about. So when I talk about pedometer, agriculture engineer does not know what is pedometer, where all it can be used. But when you want for a jogging, running, we put and see how many kilometers we are running. So this is what we are supposed to do. Then storehouse, warehouse. Now that is what probably after COVID is going to be big. The agriculture, the way we do, is going to change. There's a lot of experts are talking about. We will cover in one of the topics also what we expect to happen. If you direct, there are a lot of FPOs. I talk with some people, and the opinions differ from each to another how to do it. We'll come back and see that. Now, solar water pump also, I would like to say electronics. We have installed so many solar water pumps. I come to know this from reliable sources, so many. But the problem is many are not working. 2 problems we have. Many are not working. Otherwise, from morning, from sun starts until the end, it goes on pumping only. People say it's free. All the water is going out. Problem is there's no monitoring system. There is no monitoring system. This agriculture engineer doesn't bother because this is for the farmer. Agriculture engineer must be involved. He must know what is the importance of saving the water, monitoring whether the equipment works or not. This all will come. Now, the new plans of the government is in photovoltaic generation in farms. Unusable land will use photovoltaic cells. Then the question of coming electricity, we must understand how to put up to grid. So this all is not taught anywhere. So we will include. Then of course we come back to communication is one of the things in agriculture we need, because that's where the problem comes. You don't have so many towers in the farms, but you have to communicate, let's say 1-2 kilometers in the farm. And people say, yeah, communication now available, cell phone is there. I'm telling you, just imagine, in a farm you have a feeder which you will use for only 1 month in a year, only 1 month. Okay, and you have a rotor cultivator, how long you will use it? You cannot put everywhere a communication equipment. We need to think about seriously, like India, like country. So we cannot compare directly to other countries which have automated most of the things. India starting automation. We have to think of communication solution, and we'll come back to IoT. Now this is what the issue what we are facing. So what we are going to teach, I will tell in the next few minutes. Can you please change the slide? Next one, please. Yeah. Now, Mr. Mukund Iyer, can I see you? So you will also join with me. Now, it's so much big looks like and very confusing, and people I have sent, they told what is the syllabus of BE, electronics and electrical engineering, everything you have joined together. So they were very hesitant. But I told, yes, I studied civil engineering. As an agricultural engineer, I studied civil engineering. I did surveying everything. Whereas mechanical engineering doesn't do that. But agriculture is a sandwich. We are master of all subjects. We can talk in Vareza Sateva, Periplanta Americana, Zizuba. We know all about. We know about entomology. We also know we forgot to take electronics or electrical engineering. That's a big mistake. We have to correct it now, because agriculture power may be free, but agriculture equipment, the farmer does not know expert. So we have to be. Now come back to electrical safety. I don't think these are the topics. Even for BE electrical electronics, everybody will not know. Probably only 5% will know this topic, what I'm talking, the whole thing. But the importance for agriculture sector, what happens is very important. Now you're going tomorrow for putting photovoltaic cells. How are you going to pump this back again? And the farmer is going to be there. They're not going to be experts standing down there. And then even in the farm, what they're using. And we have a lot of industry, agriculture, processing industry comes into picture. So people don't know what is the difference between ELCB, RCCB. That means how to protect if short circuit happens or somewhere leakage comes. We only hear about sometimes that fencing, electrical fencing is done and some accidents happen, whatever it is. So electrical fencing again, how it works. So this is the one. Now basic electronics, we will also talk about different components. You see, the problem is we are going to teach you what is liver, where is kidney, what is heart, and what is the functionality of that. Okay, now we are not going to make you a human being out of it. We are not going to teach that much detail that people can read from the resource available, which one but at least they will remember this particular module is available, or this is where I have to go and look for it. Now, I think Mukund Iyer, you talk about something about basic electronic digital circuits, signal conditioning. Mukund Iyer, please.
Good evening, everybody. This is Mukund over here. Yeah. Now, we come to the basic electronics, digital circuits, isolation, and signal conditioning systems. Now, for people to understand this, we have to take an analogy to understand it better. And we can take an analogy from either your fluid mechanics, which consists of your hydraulics and pneumatics and things like that. Electronics basically consists of three basic systems, that is resistors, inductors, and capacitors. Now, they have their functionality, and if you really go deep into electronics, you will finally realize that it is only these three components that take care of all the control systems. Everything is based on these three basic components. Now, they are what we call it as passive components. So their behavior remains static throughout the electronics part. In order to control system, we need a lot of components which we call it as active components. Now, in case of active components, we have the basics as the diodes and rectifiers. You can treat them as your directional valves, where it allows only one direction flow and it blocks the reverse direction. They are basically what we call it as diodes and rectifiers. And the diodes and rectifiers can be for low frequency, high frequency, and all these things. Now, we will not be going into the details of all that, but we will be giving you an idea where exactly these things can be used or where they are used. Then coming to our other sections would be the transistors and MOSFETs, which are basically, if you see, acting as switches in different applications. Now, for example, you have a tubeless or a fan in a place, residence, where you want to switch it on. All you go ahead and do is just switch it on. A physical, mechanical switch, and it comes on. Similarly, in electronics, what we do is we use any of these active components like a transistor or MOSFETs or SCRs to switch on devices and switch off devices. So these are basically the transistors, MOSFETs, and SCRs and tracks. The difference between the SCR tracks would work out.
I think Mukund, we are going with details. I will
Okay.
Now this is a good example. You saw Mukund, a pure electronic guy, how he's trying to explain, and I don't think many people could pick it up. The reason why I'm saying is, it's an excellent topic, but the comparison as an agriculture engineer, what we can do is much different. Actually, for example, I tell you the same, what you told a few lines. Some of the components like water pipe, that's called resistance. The pipe gives resistance. And you need some valves to put inside. These valves are the resistors and the transistors and MOSFETs. Why they are important? The MOSFETs are used in BLDC motors. Till now, what you're talking, drones and everywhere I've seen, none of them know how to change there are few people now manufacturing, only few, but people don't know who are using them, that what will go wrong, what precaution we should take. So these topics will come. This is one of the topics. We'll explain all these things very fast, but we'll explain the functionality of each one of them in a block diagram. This is actually to tell you how to confuse you so much syllabus. Next slide, please. Setu, next slide. Okay. I'm sorry, we made slide only one slide. Next time we'll improve, because we don't want to use anybody else's computers or share anybody's, because there were security reasons was told. So that's the reason we have only one person presenting it. Now we will next we will also have about microcontrollers. Today, I think many of the guys are doing in some of the engineering colleges. You see, my student has done excellent electronics. You do here. He has used Arduino. He has used yes. There are very few. Now, all the agricultural engineers can work with electronics, with only very little knowledge. Because today the technology has come so much. We'll talk about, for example, a system on chip. We have Wi-Fi, everything based on one small chip, very small chip. Whole controller computer is in one small chip, and it's very easy to use. And very less people, because it is not in the syllabus or curriculum of electronics or this one, we don't have it. I have to sadly say that before 25 years, when I went to my college in Trichy, they had a Kumalur college. I remember they had a room with computers, because everybody is learning Java and computers going. But I think electronics practically has to come now. So this is a forum now. We are not talking about other things. We are talking about forum. Who are interested will come to learn this. Is going to come. Now we'll talk about sensors, how to interface. Suppose I want to put a temperature sensor. I require a sensor with a temperature to come. When I say what use, thermocouple I will use or thermistor I will use. I'm telling what all the possibilities. What is the temperature it will measure? What is the response time it will have? And we only know as agriculture engineers, we know what is the compressibility of soil, how much we require, for example, temperature in agriculture field changes, how often we have to do. So we can select which sensor. If you tell a guy without knowing this, he will put some other sensor which will not be suitable. Again, it goes on iteration. Now coming back to, again, we'll talk about different type of controls available. A control system, we know hydraulic control system, open loop, closed loop. We don't study, we need a control system. For example, irrigation, it's the automatic control. When you put only, it's possible in the large fields or even small fields. Just an example, I tell you, control when I told. The farmers, I visited a village in Baroda, where there are about 10 farmers joined together, draw water from a river, and it's about 6 kilometers, they pull the one, and they share it. Share it means night time only electricity comes. Night time, all the 10 farmers get shared the water coming, 1 hour or 45 minutes. They all have to be awake in their field to go and change the laterals. So this is the problem where we have to know the control, how to do it. Next one, please. Ketu? Okay. Now, this was, next is the connectivity. So like I told, you can use wireless, you can have so many technology available. Everybody is excited with only cell phone. Okay, now 4G, there are also 5G. We are talking different. What is good for almost all the technology is good, what we have. So one of the problems, like I told, soil moisture sensor, they use the SDI 12 protocol. People don't know what is the protocol. And we engineers must know at least general protocol, what is 4 to 20 milliamperes and what is RS-232, how to connect different sensors together. I remember when I made a strain gauges on a tractor to measure the strain and all, I learned really tough to know what the hell is electronics. And if you don't make a strain gauges, you can ask a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer to do it. It requires all knowledge to be there. So we will show you this, what is the connectivity, what's network. Next one, please. Next slide, please. Okay, this is something of another one. We have to really learn agriculture engineers. For example, the computers and cloud. We always say, I got a mobile app, mobile app. Everybody says mobile app. Mobile is, yep, it's not the end to it. So we have to understand what type of mobile, you have applications, remote, how to go. These are all technologies available. If you ask an electronic engineer or a computer engineer, he will not know all these things. He is only specialized in one small thing. So what we know, basic functionality, then we can go and ask this guy, okay, I want this. Okay, I want to use MQTT technology, protocol to send all my temperatures from car. I want MQTT because advantages I know this is what, but I don't know how to do it. That's okay. But I don't want to use UDP, TCP protocol. I want MQTT. So this is what I think we will teach you in this.
Yes.
We will tell you about different routers. What is the functionality? Because I remember when I went to the farm, one of the farm, I found the routers are programmed by normal MSc guy, MSc PhD guys. I mean, they are not even engineers. So they know, see, the people ask about DHCP protocol, whatever it is, they know where to click it. So we all, children all learn, but I think Thoda systematic, we learn our education. Next one is the programming. Somebody, when I ask immediately, they will say, I'm using artificial intelligence, I'm going to use Python. This is something of ignorance to our people. Because we read somewhere that Python is there when you Google, it is used. It is not possible. It's a very small. See, every language has got a uniqueness, why it was made. So that has to be taught. We have to understand which one. We make this, we use this particular one. Why? Because we have plus minus here. This, I think we can learn. Anybody can learn this. It's not a question I have to tell this. But the problem you all face, anybody faces today, is where to go and search. Google University, everybody is educated. Just Google, you will find everything. Sure, we're going to show many things on Google, only small, but where to catch it? I remember my teachers told me long back, a BE, you know where the bookshelf is there, where to find the book. And my guru is before me. And masters, you try to learn what is the research, and PhD, you try to do the research. So this is what our life is about. So we learn everything in the practice. Afterwards in life, we learn so many areas and fields, but it's enjoying. People are afraid of mathematics. People are afraid of electronics. People are afraid of computers. And also it is true, the guy who knows a little bit electronics, he behaves as though he's the smartest person. So agriculture engineers are not getting the chance to learn. So we want to make agritronics. The basic idea is like mechatronics when it came also. I remember the cases of the very first automobile, which was robots were used, was Fiat Uno. That was in 82. Before that, in 81, I remember Hanover. I think Dr. Singh was there for in Hanover also. And there, there's a class that is a combined harvester manufacturer. They were the first one in Germany to use robots to make the combined harvester, because so many spot welding points. I went and saw that. And we are talking about 1981. So in agriculture engineering, only the robots and everything are used. So I think we have, we will cover it up. And I'm sure some of the topics will be too much of what you call technical, they will think, but leave it aside. If you don't want that, forget that point, take the next point. I would suggest, because this needs about at least 10 series of each one topic analyzing. Something may be boring for you, you think, but tomorrow you will know why it is. Like I never found out why partial differential equations are required in my life. Till I went to that really approximation techniques, I know why it's useful. People don't know why integration is required. We only studied in mathematics. So later on we realize, but agriculture engineers will realize the benefits because we are starting in the technology era now. So thank you for listening to me. We will have it after session. We will have a short one presentation for Robesh Mighty. He will tell about what is the future now is predicted in industry, what comes up, what technology we must be prepared in India. That you will have a short talk.